Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
What you got over there?
I was mid-bite on that protein bar, dude.
Oh,
Gotta get it in.
man.
Gotta get it in when you can, dude.
Yeah,
You
how's the
know how I do.
macros going over there?
You want to hear what I ate today?
You tell me. Do I want to hear what you ate today?
Crispy chicken Caesar wrap,
Okay.
3 crispy chicken tenders, and a side of French fries.
Love crispy chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Love crispy chicken, bro.
I just went to the gym and I pushed some heavy-ass weight.
You know, everyone want to get big-ass muscles, but nobody want to lift heavy-ass weight.
No one.
Catch
True.
22.
That's a fact.
Before we kick this off,
Yeah.
I'd like to start with, why don't we all say what we're thankful for? You know, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. I figured we could do that. It doesn't have to be long and drawn out, but why not?
I'll go first.
Go first.
Bro, 2 things. First and foremost, my wonderful little family. That little guy is the best part of every goddamn day I wake up. Absolute best. Such a W. A wonderful partner to help raise them. Feels good, man. Second, there just ain't nothing better than playing vanilla World of Warcraft in 2024, son. I'm 20 years deep.
I know.
Let's
you
go.
are.
And
I know,
Counter-Strike, 25 years deep. Let's go. These are my 2 main games.
That's crazy. You didn't find Counter-Strike until you were 20?
Bro, come on now. I'm
Abe,
leaving
how
you
about
out of what I'm thankful for, you son of a bitch. Go ahead.
Abe, how about you, dude?
Well, obviously, family's an easy one to say, but I am very thankful for my family. I'm very blessed. I have beautiful nieces and nephews on all sides of my family, a wonderful wife. Can't complain about anything on the family front. Always thankful for them. Thankful that after all that's gone on since COVID and everything like that, I got a great job that I enjoy to do, and it helps me provide for said family. And then number 3, particularly, this past year, this great community that I've been a part of for a few years now that has led to this podcast and the ability to come on every week with you two and just shoot the shit and have a good time. So shout out to the MSTV community. If it wasn't for them, this wouldn't really have come into my life today. And I'm thankful for it. So that's kind of where I'm at today.
We're thankful for you, Abe. We wouldn't be able to do it without
dude.
you, man.
Beautiful.
Well, I appreciate
Beautiful.
that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abe. So obviously I'm very thankful for my family, the family that I'm starting, and my family that extends past the little family that I'm starting. Very thankful. I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful to my business partners, but the biggest thing that I'm thankful for is, and this has become later in my, as I grow older, I'm thankful for whatever is fueling me to be the way I am, because I truly think that it is something more. There are days where normal people would just be like, nah, fuck this. And there's something else that's just helping me. I know it for sure. I don't know what it is, but I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the opportunities that I can attempt to go towards. I'm thankful for the strength to overcome challenges. And I'm thankful for the people that are put into my life to help me and or challenge me and or try to bring me down, because I can overcome them.
I like to think I do all 3 for you.
What the heck?
That sounds like you're just thankful for Markstrom. That's what I just heard.
I'm very thankful for Markstrom. Very thankful. But that's it, dude.
That's good stuff.
That's Thanksgiving. We're about to eat some good food tomorrow, but how about we have a wonderful conversation tonight?
That sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
But more importantly, food tomorrow. Because, damn, I stay hungry right now, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going crazy.
Before you go crazy, before we jump in, I'd like to ask the listeners right now, share this in the Discords that you're a part of. DM the people that are at the top of your DM list in Discords, because those are probably the people you talk to the most. Send these links through. Let's get them in here, and let's get this bad boy started.
All right.
That's
Well,
true. Tomorrow, I will gift a sub for every wiener I see in the chat, live and plug podcast right here, right now. You
Oh,
draw
hold
them,
on.
I'll jub them up.
unique
All right.
wiener.
You know
Unique
what they
wiener.
say. And by tomorrow,
you're
we
gonna
mean Friday. I'm going ham first.
To
go
be
ham.
clear,
And
unique
turkey.
wiener. No, no repeat wieners from the same people.
That's correct.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, we're sitting here talking about how thankful we are for these great things in our life. There's a lot of people that aren't thankful. They're actually angry. And that's the first topic for this week.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Roll the clip.
You think that's what Liam would look like with a beard?
I'm delayed, but I'm the well. Which one? What we both have beards. You talking about
Oh,
your
the
beard?
one that's a baby.
I hope it's not your beard.
No, I mean the baby is
Yeah,
would be his
no,
beard,
yeah. I
right?
mean that's a good beard. Yeah,
Hey,
he's great. Yeah.
how long you been growing yours?
good-
3 days? Shit,
A little bit
relax,
longer than
man.
3 days. I gotta
Barely.
take care of this. I'm getting a little bit of.
I like it.
I'm
He's
on the
got the
watch
cheek
list.
structure to support a beard, you know?
You want to watch this?
What are they angry about?
Well, so this week our sights are kind of set on a company known as Microsoft in particular. It's our old friend Windows 11. You know, we had some complaints last week about how they're going to be forcing us to update off of Windows 10 onto Windows 11. Well, that's even more of a glaring issue with their latest update, which is known as the 24H2 update to Windows 11, that makes games completely unplayable. And when I mean completely unplayable, I mean complete black screens on launch, inability to load, crashes during gameplay that go to black screen, stuttering issues, all kinds of problems that you pretty much are unable to play a lot of these games. And where it really caught my eye is when it was officially announced by Microsoft about Windows, the specific games that were affected are all Ubisoft titles. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Star Wars Outlaws, which just stays taking L's. That game just cannot win. And then finally, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. But it is not exclusive to them. It has to do with updates to DXGI, which I believe is a DirectX support, and requiring what they call MPO support. Which I'm not going to get into the weeds on that, but basically it's forcing MPO support requirements, which isn't something that's standard. And then when you don't have that, it causes these black screens and all these issues that we're seeing.
You know, it sounds to me like Microsoft, the giga monopoly for gaming, who's bought out all these studios, is just weirdly affecting only the games that they don't own. That's interesting. Very interesting. Huh.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this. So
None of those titles are one of their titles, so it is funny. Yeah, Windows 11 sucks. The fact that we're all going to get forced to push to it is very non-ideal. But again, we've been through this 100 times now, right? Pretty much this is true for every Windows update that's come out in a really long time. It always makes things in life difficult in general. And we don't have a real other option, so I guess just stay angry.
is it a graphics thing? What am I missing here? Why does it kill the game?
So it is a graphics thing essentially, but it's DirectX, which I don't know exactly what DirectX does on your computer.
Me neither, but I know for some reason I need it.
Gotta have it.
You gotta have it, and it's forcing you to it's basically requiring this MPO support on DirectX, and it's not something that's like a standard thing, so a lot of PCs don't have it, and because it's forcing it in there, it's causing this crash to occur, this basically inability to load games. You just get a lot of black screens. And it's funny too, because as they listed in their kind of outreach about those Ubisoft titles, and so it does, as I mentioned, impact a lot of different other games as well. But they put out basically the ability for Windows to detect whether or not you have any of the titles that it listed on your machine, and then it won't, it just basically not allow you to take the update right away. But if you have anything outside of those titles, it doesn't really recognize that, and it's still going to kind of force that automatic update on you. So you have to make sure you decline automatic updates, or else you're going to get this thing and it's going to brick you from playing some of your favorite games.
I stay declining all those updates. I still get them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. it at least so it recognizes these and will tell you like, hey, don't download this or something like that. But I'm sure there's a boatload of other games that it doesn't recognize and it's messing everything up. What is the play moving forward? Like, are they gonna?
They just got to fix it.
They gotta fix
You
it.
as an individual user, you can roll back your update, right?
Yeah, but that's like, oh,
yeah, it's massively
thing.
tedious. Yeah, it's horseshit. There's no doubt. And also just for people who are curious, DirectX is specifically an API handling. It's an application that handles APIs for 3D graphics, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, very very interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish this constant talk about Windows and just how horrifying they've been over the years. Like the bigger they get, the more scary it is. That it's like, what do we do as consumers when we end up with like so few options and the ones that we have are shitty? You know what I mean? I mean, it does breed innovation. And I think that's essentially what happened with like cable TV, and then we got like premium programming through Netflix, right? And now all these other, right? And now they're all bad, or they're not bad, but they are all infinitely more expensive. The best content is super decentralized right now, so you have to have all of them at the same time. And it's just as expensive, if not more expensive than the cable. It did make the product better. There's no doubt about that. Like what we receive versus day-to-day cable, a million times better, even if it is more expensive. But yeah, and I mean, and this will cause people to, find a solution. Someone's going to make some sort of partnership with each other where like you can bundle all of them. And then it's like, all right, we're back to cable, smile. But like, it's funny how these things happen. But it does suck to go through. I mean, it's like, I don't know, the growing pains of technology sometimes definitely give the consumer the short end of the stick.
Yeah, that's why I would be. I mean, this happens. I'm more interested in how did they go about addressing it and how they go about fixing it. Because it'd be silly for us to think like updates won't break stuff. Like there's always going to be things breaking, or else, and who knows, maybe they even intentionally break it. Because if they just fix it and they release something that's just perfect, they don't have a product anymore to sell next year, unless they just make it smaller and a little faster. I don't know, but
yeah, the thing is like it's all built into PCs. They don't even have to like work. They don't have to work to compete. They don't have to work to make the product better. Just like people get what they get, and the smarter consumers push off these updates as long as possible. They push off the new version as long as possible. But a lot of times they're not really focused on fixing it until they hit critical volume or critical mass for the user base, right? When they actually force the switch, then I think they actually like get their shit together and ends up better. But if you're an early adopter and you're pulling your hair out, it's kind of on you. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes you get a new PC at a bad time and you get shipped what you get shipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that happened to me with my freaking processor. I got one of those Intels that was frying everyone's computer.
Yeah, the 13th, 14th gen, not so good.
Yeah, and I had to send it back. I had to pay for it to be sent back, and I threw out my big box, so I had to buy another box. And it took like a month, dude. And if I didn't have an extra PC, like what? I'm just out of work. What do I do here, guys?
That's well.
Yeah. Well, and I think what we're seeing is just the degradation over time of a lack of good quality QA at these companies.
Yeah.
As someone who works in software, I can tell you we do updates all the time at my company. And there are problems, and we stay on board the nights that we do updates and stuff to make sure that they're alleviated. But there's a heavy amount of QA that goes on, quality assurance testing, prior to releasing an update, where like something like this probably should have been able to pick it up. You should have been able to catch something like this. It's large. It's just like we talked about it a while ago, and this wasn't Microsoft directly, but CrowdStrike, when they did that update that blue screened all those machines.
Yeah.
That was a corrupted driver that should have easily been able to have been detected by any kind of QA. And these companies are just, they're so in their process, they're so doing the same things over and over because they don't have to innovate because they have captive audiences and
Yep.
pre-installed windows that they don't do a good job. And stuff like this happens.
Yeah, there's just not consequences for them not doing QA.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that's the biggest glaring issue to me is I mean, how do you get them to give a shit when they have the monopoly and they're not challenged?
We could go Linux. That's what I mean. We could go to Linux, dude.
That
Wanna go
sounds like
Linux?
an absolute nightmare, especially for you doing any sort of 3D graphics work or
Yeah.
me doing gaming and broadcasting. So
Mhm.
I think Tesla's like system is built on Linux. One of their systems.
probably
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. I don't know why.
Maybe
probably because they
that's a
didn't want to be
solution.
beholden to Microsoft. To be fair,
Well, maybe that's a solution though, is like, Android and iOS are so widely used and they are operating systems. Maybe one of those two, Google or somebody, also tries to get into the operating system space and compete against Microsoft.
wouldn't
I
it be
think
nice?
Google would have the biggest head start if they made an operating
I would
system.
imagine so.
Well, don't.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, isn't Android like their thing? It's just mobile
Yeah.
only.
Yep.
So, I mean, in theory, bring it on over.
Let's see. We'll
Bring
see
it
what
on down to
happens, dude.
Wienerville, bro. I'm down.
Okay. All right.
You're the one who said JT.
Well, I'm not updating anything. I don't update my operating systems. I stay as long as I can. So I'm chilling.
Living in the past, baby.
I suggest you all do the same
Lock
thing.
in.
Lock in, boys and girls.
What else we got, Abe?
Well, a quick aside on that one too, because while I was doing the research into all the Ubisoft stuff and it being their titles that are affected, and I love to hate on Ubisoft, I did come across some other information that this story came out where Ubisoft recently, an insider reported that they have been attempting to subvert the people over at Steam, or I should say, convince them to hide concurrent player count data in Steam moving forward. So there's a big push from insiders at Ubisoft to Gabe and the folks at Steam that they would like them to start hiding that concurrent player data because they feel like it's problematic for their game sales and things like that. So this is the same company that told us about delivering a quality product isn't enough anymore and things like that, seemingly doing everything they can to avoid having to deliver a quality product.
I disagree. I think you need to keep that stuff public. I don't think they can get rid of that. That's not cool.
It not
gotta be
being public is the only reason Escape from Tarkov exists in 2024. I'm a huge believer. Those numbers were public, and the guy that hosted the website that posted them, because they're not on Steam, that guy got pushed out of a window somewhere. That website doesn't exist anymore. Let me be very clear. But it did display some horrifying numbers for North American servers. Circa like 2019, before the big drops boom that occurred, those numbers were like sub 100 for East Coast NA at one point during like the peak of cheating in 2019. So if that ever showed, right? If that number ever showed on Steam, people would write the game off, say it was dead, and never touch it again. And not putting Tark on Steam is like one of the smartest things that they ever did. So keep it, confounded the Russian way. Big W. And yeah, man. Keep the gravy train alive.
Oh man. So if it's on Steam, it's required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
Steam,
those concurrent Steam chart numbers always.
Yeah.
And again, those are used legitimately to test the health of a game. Like people that's a barometer that people use all the time.
Absolutely.
And it was another big reason why something like the Cycle Frontier ended up dying off, because the wipe cycle of a game that is an extraction game, right, where you have seasonal content and like people stop playing at a certain point and then they wait for the new season, like that's very normal, but it makes those numbers in a live service game look really bad, and it's detrimental because people are like, oh, this game is dead. And people still ask that question even for Tarkov, like, is the game dead? But all they had was to base it off of was streamer numbers, right? Which often, coincided with the player numbers. And yeah, very, 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 very interesting. But I think it definitely played its part. So, spooky.
Is there any games that have a lot of players but not a lot of watchers?
When you say watchers, you mean is
Like
it not
Twitch?
highly streamed?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Definitely
Very common in
mostly dependent
MMOs.
on like the genre of the game. Some games are just unwatchable. Some games are way more fun to play than they are to watch. That's and that's something that I pay a lot of attention to. Obviously, when I choose to go in on a game, I think like a good example of that right now is the new game from Valve, Deadlock. Like I don't think that game's like incredibly watchable from a streaming perspective. I think a lot of people that did originally stream it saw pretty poor numbers when it came to their viewership. I don't think anyone's like growing streaming that game right now. And again, the reason is it's just hard to follow. It's hard to follow. It has all the symptoms of like Overwatch and like the screen clutter, and it's a or third person shooter. You have to know the players and their abilities to really know what's going on. It's very fast paced. There's zero downtime in the game. It all leads to a like a worse streaming experience. Also, there's no random player interaction. All the things that make for like really compelling storylines, it's not really there. League at least is top down, and you can like kind of see the big picture. You still have to have all the other things, but it's there, and obviously the player base is so massive that there is viewership for it. But as a new game, I think that's a hard one, and I think there's a lot of people playing the game. It's very successful, and the game's wildly fun to play right now. I think that like the player base is high. I mean, we can check the Steam charts right now because obviously the Valve product is on Steam. Deadlock Steam charts. Let's see.
And this is the concurrent players or viewers?
Players.
Okay.
Players 28K right now, 24-hour peak of 37,000.
And in the
That's
last
pretty good.
2 months, it peaked at 171,000.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's amazing. All these numbers are amazing. And when they drop new content, I'm sure we'll see that 24-hour peak like right back up there. It looks to me like almost every couple days it has a peak of like 46K. Essentially, 40 to 45K is where it's peaking like every couple of days.
So would you, if we go to Twitch, are people watching this?
I think it's going to be much lower. If now we look at Twitch, we go to browse. How high is Deadlock?
I'm looking right now, and it's gonna autoplay sound. Hold on.
I find that so interesting that a game can be really fun to play and not streamable. It's very interesting to me, but I understand it because I've seen it.
And there's games that are really fun to watch and terrible to play, like DayZ and Escape from Tarkov. No, I mean seriously,
that's easier to understand than the other way around, in my opinion. Because like the bad one is like we just make jokes out of it. It's a meme.
That's
like,
fair.
That's why it's fun to watch because we make fun of it.
Deadlock's currently got like 4.8 thousand viewers on Twitch.
It does. It's 4.8K, which puts it, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 per line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh my gosh.
It's the 79th most streamed game on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
And that's
okay.
And it has a higher concurrent player base than like 90% of the games that are above it.
That's very interesting to me.
And it's like, I didn't look at these numbers before I said any of that, but I just know the way that certain games work. It's like, it's either conducive for streaming or it's just not,
I mean, I would almost, if I was making a game, I'd probably make it for the streamer.
If you want to sell it.
Advertise. Yeah, that's also just advertising.
That's the name of the game, dude.
Yeah.
But what Valve is trying to do with Deadlock is specifically like a competitive scene, and it really is a great game. And there's like not enough good comp games that come out. Again, I got to shout out Supervive because not only is it a great comp game that just released, it's also free to play, and it's a combination of two genres that are incredibly fun, MOBA and BR, but it's relatively understandable instantaneously. It also has more than double the viewership. Super Vive is at 11.2K. And if we look at the Steam charts, let's see.
What's your guess before you say it?
I would
It's
guess
probably pretty high
I
right now.
would guess higher.
Okay. Because it's relatively new as well.
34K. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's literally lower
Okay.
by 3. And it's
like
double the
higher
viewership.
active right now. But
Well, the problem is it's not really a fair test. Super Vive is actively doing a campaign right now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you going down that rabbit hole with me. That's very. I always find those weird little side things interesting.
For sure. Yeah. And, if there's ever like streamer events that are going on, a GTA server pops off, it's going to be way up there all of a sudden. Doesn't change the number of people that are playing GTA. WoW currently has OnlyFans in a brand new event, so they are the #1 game right now. Those kinds of things matter. Now, Minecraft stays rocking the top, as well as a bunch of like the main comp games in the world, right? Which is League, Dota, Val, Fortnite, COD, CS, like in that order. Like that's your top. Then you have RuneScape, another game that just doesn't die. RuneScape is forever, man.
Also, a gigantic game, but more like a platform that I don't think is streamed too much. Roblox.
Less so live
Gigantic
streamed, more so
content.
YouTube content on Roblox. Yeah.
Gigantic platform,
massive.
dude.
Absolutely.
Insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was looking at it the other day. I was like, what are the top 2 games in the world?
The
And it
difference.
was like a battle between Minecraft and Roblox.
It's
Mhm.
funny because the difference is you have to be 13 to have an account on Twitch, and I'm pretty sure you have to be younger than 13 to play Roblox. So that's why you don't see it in the live streaming
Unless-
space.
Makes sense.
Unless
Yeah.
you're shopping for IKEA furniture,
That's
right?
true.
We learned
Shout
all
out
that.
IKEA. Hey, listen, gotta recognize game.
I'd buy that couch. What else we got, Abe?
All right. Well, Salmi, this one going out to one of your favorites here. There's a new gaming studio potentially coming to town. And it's I'll give you a hint. See if you can guess who the owner is. I'll start with the current best Diablo 4 player in the world.
The current best or
Current best. Current #1 ranked Diablo 4 player in the world. All right, it's going to get easier after this, okay?
Okay.
Tesla CEO.
Okay. Elon Musk. He moved up. I didn't think he was #1.
He set the record for the speed run of a tier 150
Oh my gosh.
Diablo 4 speed run under
Is he
2 minutes.
paying someone to do this, or is he
might
doing
be.
it, you think?
He might be. I don't know, but
That's crazy.
I will say anyone who plays an ARPG competitive plays PoE and not Diablo.
yeah. So all the good ones are not. He's not competing against the best. This is like he's not. And he might be paying people. There actually has been a lot of speculation that he's paying people.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But
I wouldn't doubt
he is a very passionate video game player. He has actually been quoted numerous times in the past, stating that he really does have a passion for video games. He loves video games, and there was a tweet that somebody put out, basically
A post. It was a post.
well, there was a complaint about how. That's right, a post or whatever. Is that what it's called? No, post, right? There was a post on X, not Twitter, that was put out. That says, I don't understand how game developers and game journalism got so ideologically captured, and then goes on to really just crush gamers, call them trolls, all this different stuff. Elon then responded and said, too many game studios that are owned by massive corporations. At XAI is going to start an AI game studio to make games great again. So there is now reports and speculation that Elon Musk is going to take XAI and start his own gaming studio.
What else does he want to do, dude? I mean, this guy.
I think he has a better shot of fucking populating Mars than he does having AI make video games, but I'll take another player in the arena any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
what
fine.
does it mean? XAI is going to start an AI game studio. To what extent is AI creating? Like, what
Yeah.
capacity is like? I don't think AI is going to create the whole game. It's just a buzzword.
Yeah.
So, who knows, man? We'll see. He's throwing chum in the water. Let's see if there's enough people out there that want it, and I don't doubt he would do it, dude. This guy does whatever the heck he wants to do. That's how I like my billionaires, man. Just stirring shit up and doing wild stuff and whatever they want to do. I don't want them doing the other stuff
until they're what they want to do is like end the world or something. Then
yeah,
we'll like
for sure. Yeah, that's fine. Right before that line is how I like my billionaires.
Okay.
That's it, dude. Do fun stuff. Make rockets. Make big rocket ships.
I look like.
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see that clip where he's like, you don't have to make the rocket ship pointy. Actually, to a certain level, it makes it worse for aerodynamics. But we make it pointy because it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's kind of crazy. You're just doing it because it looks good. All right. I like him, man.
Steve Jobs would love that.
We'll see. Steve Jobs, why?
He's all about it's all about the presentation. What do you mean?
Oh, absolutely. Did you know that if you take your iPhone, I have a case on it.
Then I don't know. Let me stop you there.
I shouldn't have a case on this thing because it's disrespectful to the beautiful design. Every corner of a Apple product matches. So if you take your iPhone and you put it to the corner of your MacBook,
same angle of the dangle.
Yes. And the keyboard and the iPad, all the same corners. Yeah, dude, I like design,
things,
man.
You know?
Design is cool.
I agree.
Cybertruck is stainless steel.
Listen,
why would you do that?
Form is cool.
Yeah.
Until it beats out function. Then I got a problem.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But if we got both, I'm down.
So, all right. So he's throwing chum in the water. Let's keep this on the list because I think if he's actually going to do it, because he does stuff like this all the time, dude. He just throws, should do this.
My biggest complaint is, I think the biggest criticism is the fact that we have seen that you can have unlimited amount of money and still make terrible games, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that there's a possibility that he finds the right people for the job, but that is an easier said than done, right? If that's what he's going to do, then yeah, hell yeah, that'd be sweet. But
I think that's one of his skills, though.
Yeah, clearly he's not putting a fucking rocket up there. I hear you,
engineer.
I mean, I think like what they're doing right now and the pace that they're doing it, yeah, he's finding the right people. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
So hopefully he has that skill set more so than Amazon, because Amazon Game Studios still hasn't made a goddamn thing. Let me be very clear.
I didn't even know they had a game studio,
bro. That's because they've canceled most of the games that they've developed before they even released. That's full serious. Crazy.
Tax write-off, money laundering scam.
How can you do that? How can you? Maybe it is.
Maybe more money than sense, dude.
Maybe it's just writing off stuff.
They can write these. Listen, they had a chance to make New World so good, and it still ain't it. All these years later, it's just been a massive fumble again. So disappointing.
Disappointing.
Well, it's all right. I got 20-year-old WoW. I'm fine.
We'll keep tracks on Elon because I'm excited about that. I hope he actually does this. But if he doesn't, dude, I'm fine with it too because he's doing a lot of stuff. What else we got, Abe?
So Unreal Engine last week put out Unreal 5.5.
Yep.
So a lot of cool stuff that came in the update. I have a video here that kind of goes with some of the things that they did.
This is post the you gotta pay for it, right? This is a part of the when we talked about they were releasing everything up until this point is free for Unreal 5, and then beyond this, you're gonna have like some sort of
Unreal 5. It's still Unreal 5 though. Unreal 5.4, I think, was the cutoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is 5.5.
This is 5.5.
This one after the cutoff.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I still have Unreal 5.4, so I got to look at it.
Gotcha. Because I remember there's like a whole licensing thing that we talked about.
I'll put the volume on a little bit here.
Okay.
The first part of it here is he's going through kind of like the new lighting, and he's explaining what lighting was so far in the Unreal Engine. We'll cut to it right about here. What he's showing through this.
Mm-hmm.
Little ray tracing for the boys.
Yeah, which is like the hardest thing for programs to do is like get lighting to look real.
And when it is good, it literally makes a game.
It makes it makes a movie. It makes it makes everything.
And what he's explaining here basically is that the rendering power to do this is quite a substantial
Very taxing.
load.
Yeah.
And very taxing to performance.
Well,
So this is
because
the new
the best lighting you could get thus far was ray tracing and path tracing, which is very intensive. And then they came out with Lumen, which got close, and it was very less processing power.
So this mega lighting is an update to Lumen. So what you're going to see here is showing you really the power of this. So what he explained basically is that he put like tons of lights in this section, and he's going to show you the performance differences before and after mega lighting.
Okay. So keep in mind the floor, the reflection, the water.
See those frames? 5 frames.
This is real time too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So not much of a quality shift either.
No.
I saw a little quality shift. What's going on with that puddle though? You see that? What's going on with that?
Yeah. Don't know that.
So it just makes it run smoother.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you have the clip? Do you have the clip where they turn on all the lights? It's like they have like the base thing, and then they enable like all the other lighting sources that are in the thing, that are in the scene.
I don't know.
It may not be in that video, but it was in like the.
Let's find it because I'd like to see that. So Lumen is not ray tracing, is not path tracing.
Right.
Lumen was extremely beneficial for real-time gaming.
Yeah.
Like great lighting for real-time gaming. So this is, from what I understand, this is building upon Lumen. Lumen's already crazy.
Yeah.
And if they made the processing power and the ability to play real-time even greater with mega lights, this is awesome.
Is it with dragons that you're talking about?
It was that same like city skyline looking, not even skyline, but like nighttime Tokyo looking scene.
I have one that shows the differences. It's the rendering before and after the lighting's activated at all using the new Unreal 5, and it's just a quick like GIF.
Let's see it.
Yeah, grab that.
Does it show?
The top is without any of the lighting activated, and the bottom is with the lighting.
Oh my god, that's so crazy.
No.
I mean, I hear you, but
it's not just without lighting. It's also just it does say unlit. That's literally what it's called, and it's showing you like I guess it really is just without lighting. That is what they look like. But also when you enable lighting, like the texture also gets enhanced a little bit. Like that really is just showing you
those God rays going crazy.
They are the rawest of the raw.
Mm-hmm.
But also keep in mind, like look at these models. You wouldn't think that they would look good, right?
No, the models look like shit, and then with the lighting, they look so good.
That
it looks real as hell.
Lighting, yeah, that is how important lighting is.
Yeah.
And also, he's blurring the back dragon a little bit. You know, there's rays and there's fog, so you can't really see how scuffed the model is. You know what else is crazy about Unreal? You could probably get those models for free.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's here's another big switch. Well, search fab.com or just go to fab.com. So Unreal Engine, FAB. Unreal Engine used to have an Unreal Engine marketplace, like their own Unreal Engine marketplace in the Epic Games launcher, and then go open another browser and open sketchfab.com. So what they did, I'm not sure when this was enabled, but their Sketchfab is a 3D marketplace, and now fab.com is Unreal Engine marketplace, but they switched. So I think they partnered with someone, and now they have an online store, basically. But what's cool about Fab, if you go to Fab, go back to Fab, also, if you're an Unreal guy, go claim all the mega scans because they're about to charge for the mega scans. So claim them now because mega scans are absolutely insane. They're the best 3D models. Claim them while you can. You don't have to download them yet because there's hundreds and thousands of gigabytes, but you can claim them, and then now you'll be able to have them all for free. Unreal Engine, if you go to click 3D models or something right in the middle. So now if you see on the right, You could see formats. If you click down on formats, you scroll down and you can see Unreal Engine. If you're an Unreal Engine user, bada bing, bada boom. Now you got all your Unreal Engine stuff. So it's not just Unreal Engine Marketplace anymore. They partnered with another 3D provider because now they're offering Unity, Blender, whatever, Cinema 4D. So I'm wondering what is going on, who they partnered with, what was Fab, because I've never heard of them. And now it's a direct competitor with Sketchfab, and like Turbo Squid's another one. But I'm curious to why they did this. I don't know why they would, but I mean, I'm not angry about it. But I'm just very curious because it was all in Unreal Engine. It was all in the launcher. You could find all the stuff there. But I did download a couple assets from this website, and it did go right to my Unreal Engine. Like it was beautifully
Integrated.
synchronized.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I want to do a little digging on this, and I'll bring this back because I'm very curious about this change. Not too many people talked about it, but out of nowhere, it's just like, oh yeah, the marketplace is now on fab.com. So I'm curious about it. But Unreal Engine, the lighting, the quality, lighting is always crucial. Like we just did a post in Unreal Engine, and that was rendered at medium quality. And that was rendered with Lumen. And it still went for a 15-second render, takes 20 minutes to render each frame. And that's real-time lighting, medium quality. Path tracing, the goal is to get as good as path tracing. Path tracing will take you days to render something,
Right.
but it looks really good. But now Lumen is getting very, very close to path tracing and ray tracing, and it's freaking awesome. Not just for rendering people that render stuff out, but for real-time gaming. That is absolutely crucial. And I think it's awesome because Unreal Engine is technically a gaming engine, so that is their priority. But they're also like tackling many fronts, man. They know what program they got, and they're leaning into it on all fronts. I freaking love it, dude.
Yeah, the tech is nuts, and the application is literally endless. So
we gotta go to an Unreal Fest, like, or whatever it's called. I would love to go to one.
Can't be that far. Their office is down the road.
Oh, really?
Epic?
Well, they probably don't hold it in wherever you're at.
All right, bro.
They probably hold it in like California or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. But we should go. We should definitely go.
That'd be sweet.
And another cool thing is they have a lot of motion capture updates. So I'll put that on the list for next week as well. So I can dig deeper into that and talk about that.
Yeah, they did that with MetaHuman. That was this part of it, but it's basically they you don't require the facial tracking, like when you wear the bodysuit tracking. It does the tracking automatically.
It does. What does it do automatically?
Facial tracking. You don't need to wear it.
Just with a cam with no.
Well, yeah, we talked about this. You can have a phone, an app on your phone that goes live into Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
And again,
it's absolutely crazy.
All real time and super applicable for VTubers.
100%. What they do have to get better at is a streamlined process to creating an avatar that looks like you.
Yeah.
It's not quite there yet, dude. Like
MetaHuman not there.
Do it. There's people that can do it, but like you have to download this, then switch it into this program, texture it in this program, wrap it in that one, bring it back in.
Gotcha.
If they were just able to take a picture, multiple pictures maybe, throw it into MetaHuman and you're close, that would be huge. And they'll get there, but they're not there yet.
Cool. Here's hope.
Yeah, they will. They will. I'm very excited, man.
This new sky stuff, what it's referring to in the beginning, it just shows you some of the things that the dynamic sky environment generation does in Unreal 5. If you look at
that's HDR. I think it's HDR. You're creating HDRs.
So about sky textures.
That's cool.
So then what they did was in recent years they did if you look, go right to like here. It just shows about how.
Well, so they might have just put a company out of business because there was a plugin called Ultra Dynamic Sky, and it did this like really, really well.
And again, like this is what they're gonna do. That's great if you have a solution, but if they can just like develop it themselves and then put it into the program, what can you do?
I did pay $200 for it.
Well, Well, maybe they did all right before they went out of business.
They did.
All
They
right.
did. They
Hell
did
yeah.
very well.
So
Yeah, because
then-
this is huge, dude. Like,
yeah.
it's
Well, they
wonderful.
improved the
Actually, they do.
cloud
This is
quality,
better.
too.
That's
Yeah.
better. Being able to fly up and be in a cloud. That's actually better than the program I bought. All right, so I might have to upgrade. I think I might have to upgrade, boys.
You can change the atmosphere too to
Yep.
like bring in
You get your
storms and
fog.
do stuff. So that's all
yeah.
brand new.
Now, if they could drop rain,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I don't think that's part of this. And the
No.
last part of it that I thought was pretty cool, and that's most of it, is this nanite painting.
Okay.
And it's how you can like blend environments and change the materials in the environment.
So, correct. You have one material that you combine multiple materials with, and then like so he has a stone material that's able to, when I paint it, it deletes some of this brick and puts stone, and you can adjust the tolerance. You can also put multiple materials together. That's really cool. And nanite's huge. Nanite.
So what the new one does though is it keeps both. It can do multiple layers of texturing.
Yeah,
so you can blend those materials together, and you can change like the pattern behind the brick and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
And the materials don't only change the actual textures that are on them, but also the way that the lighting interacts. Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
and they're all nanite.
Those were like the three big highlights in this one.
Cool.
The material
Go back to the wall when they were showing you the triangles, right there, or that crazy colorful.
I want to go, all the polygons
right here,
or whatever.
So
the nanite polys are insane,
right now.
dude.
You see how many triangles there are?
Yeah.
Like, look at the thing bottom right. There's like 20 triangles maybe on that thing. And now the wall, there's millions probably of triangles. That's crazy. But as you back up from that wall, you'll see it turn into less and less triangles, more bigger triangles, because you don't need the graphic quality because you're further away from it. Nanite literally is real time deciphering how many triangles do you need, how close is it to the camera, or to the
in and of itself eliminates the need for LODs, which means that as you get closer and further away from certain things, you're not going to have things flicker in and out of render distance, right? Which is massive and hugely immersion breaking for any of these like open world survival shooters, where it's like you get closer and like, oh, all these trees are spawning in front of me, and then I get closer and it's like, oh, now the tree has leaves, and it's
not
and
even
it's
just
like
immersion
and it's
breaking.
like it's instantaneous when it happens, so it's like really brutal. It's very jarring.
Yeah,
but
not
now
even just
all
immersion
happens
breaking though. Also experience like gameplay breaking. Like there could be a guy sniping, with a scope looking at you 200 meters away, and there's no trees.
Yeah,
but they're actually there.
And the player renders at a different distance.
Yeah,
which is brutal.
Yeah,
and happens all the time. And that kind of thing is that's really plagued, Daisy and every other survival shooter since that genre's been popular. So I would love to see a real open world survival shooter that focuses on unique player interaction in UE5, and the first person to make that's going to do very well.
Absolutely.
That's the highlights for what's in 5.5. There's some other minor stuff that's probably would be cooler for some of the creators, like how they do some of the material generation and stuff. But it's that was like the kind of the big gist of what came out in Unreal 5.5.
Dope.
The lighting stuff is amazing though, and should really help game quality and performance in games. So
100%, dude.
That one was really cool.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. And then I do have one more. We got probably about a little bit of time here left that I thought was very interesting that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. And that is, we're going to go into the VR space for a second here.
Ooh.
And as you guys are probably familiar with, and when it comes to VR, a lot of what they're trying to incorporate now into VR is a way to get kind of human senses built in beyond just sight, right? So people, there's always been the talk of like smell-o-vision and stuff like that as a joke. But what this new Chinese research is doing out of City University of Hong Kong is they're actually adopting what they call virtual flavors.
Okay.
So we have essentially taste-o-vision. So they have created a like a little lollipop style addition that goes with the VR
like a sensor,
technology,
like a lollipop sensor.
Correct. So there's basically there's three ways that you can induce the 5 basic flavors that we taste on the tongue, and that's pretty much a chemical, thermal, or electrical stimulation. And obviously, chemical is kind of difficult to do because that would require you to like load up some kind of material into a dispenser of some kind, and that's not really possible. But using the forms of the electrical stimulation, and he's kind of like it's kind of hard to really see what's going on here in his video, but essentially he's holding in his hand this little lollipop thing,
and you can see it in the video too.
And as he licks that, it's actually eliciting a response in his tongue using some kind of work called iontophoresis with electrical stimulation to make it more accurate to how you actually taste things in real life. So they're working on a way now to integrate taste into VR technology, which I can honestly say, I don't know what rare form of cancer or the awful things that are going to come out of this, but it still is pretty interesting. And I hope that the taste division doesn't go too closely aligned with the VR pornography creation, because then we got some real potential for some disgusting things to be created.
I see it very closely. I also find, we'll stay on this topic for a second, but I also find it very interesting that the guy built the environment around it too. Like, not even necessary. He doesn't even need the hand to be able to see the hand. Like, he built the whole game just to press these awkward cubes and lick a lollipop. Like, there's no need to drain resources like that on your laptop that you're streaming from. Like, why? Why do you need to do that, dude?
Listen, this guy was unhinged to begin with. I was horrified at this idea from the very first get-go. Dude, this is gross. I could not. There are so many things that need to be improved in VR to like just make the basic experience better. It's still not there for like the day-to-day user, right? There's no solution to locomotion. There's no solution to graphical fidelity to eliminate motion sickness and like the connection between those two things. Like, we're still so far away, and this dude is out here making virtual flavors through electrical stimulation of a physical lollipop.
But
not only is that not going to do that, not only is that not going to revolutionize VR, this guy is going to end up with like an eyeball growing out of his tongue. You know what I mean? Like that's not good. That's not healthy.
Well, I respect that he has confidence that other people are on those jobs, dude. And he's like, this is what I'm here to do. I'm not going to get bogged down with trying to fix the other stuff. This is what I know I could do. I could bring taste.
He's the guy.
I'm going to bring taste to VR.
You think he's got Lil Wayne blasting in the studio while he makes this? I'm just saying, dude.
I think this guy's onto something, dude. I think he's onto something.
This seems there's only bad that comes from this.
I don't think so, man. I mean, look, VR's goal is to have you sit in a pod and eat the bugs. So if you can eat the bugs and have them taste like a steak, this guy's going to be a billionaire. It's facts. You said plug you in. You want this stuff. This is what you want.
Here's the thing. If I can have ice cream at the end of the evening in my VR without the calories, I'll give him the award right now. But until then, this guy's cooked.
Ice cream is probably the easiest thing this guy can do. Yeah. Oh, you want mint chocolate chip, dude? I already have it. It's T9 plus, dude. Give it a click. This guy's already. That's the easiest.
Can he make it cold? I need it cold too.
Well, I feel like that would probably be easy for the sensor.
Yeah.
Like either heat it up or cool it down.
I'm just saying.
Easy, bro.
All right.
This guy's on it, man. I like this guy.
These cuts are going to get easier.
Can we keep this guy on the tabs too? I like this.
I'll keep tabs on this. I don't like where this is going to, keeping tabs on this is going to end up in a dark place, I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that's much more likely here, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man.
We did start a little early, so thank you all for being here to listen. And we had a wonderful couple topics there. I'm very excited about the Unreal Engine stuff, so I want to look into that and bring that back next time. And I do want to keep checking in on that guy with the taste of vision, dude. I think that guy's going to be the next Da Vinci. I really do. Markstrom, What do you got coming up, dude? What's exciting in your world?
First and foremost, we got Thanksgiving tomorrow, and like I said, I'm going buck wild. Ain't
Buck
a
wild.
single thing being tracked tomorrow. I'm going crazy. I'm very hyped for it. The turkey is my responsibility, and I'm excited to do a little Da Vinci magic myself. Yeah, she's gonna be nice. A little smoked turkey for the homies.
Awesome.
Friday we are attempting Wailing Caverns, which is a very treacherous dungeon for a bunch of level 20s, which is the level cap that I'm working with here. And I think it's going to be a very challenging experience, but a good time. Good watch for sure. So make sure you come through. See if we manage to live on our incredibly challenged run for Hardcore Classic WoW. We're also going to be playing some CS with the homies after that. Maybe some community 10-mans. I haven't played CS in a couple of weeks. So that'll wrap up our week for now. You can find all of that at twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Good stuff. Abe, how about you, dude?
Well, my favorite part of Thanksgiving personally is just chilling and eating as much as I can, but also watching football. I think the football slate this year is terrible for Thanksgiving. We got that's going to be all stomps or bad games. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I'm also looking forward to all Thanksgiving. Also, just doing a quick check, Mark, we have 2 wieners in the chat so far.
Noted.
So that will be 2 subs plus 2, I guess, on the next stream on Friday.
Plus 2s.
And then other than that, I will be moderating the streams to the best of my abilities, especially on Friday. During the Wailing Caverns run, it would be a real shame if someone came and donated some subs to delete his weapon in the middle of the dungeon. Not putting any ideas out there, but I kind of am. So stop by for those shenanigans over at twitch.tv/Markstrom.
That is wonderful. I'm excited for that. And I am Slum, and we do this podcast every Wednesday unless Markstrom has a baby or Abe goes on vacation. We have a wonderful time doing it. So would you kindly hit the subscribe button on YouTube? I see a few new people in there. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and press the bell, and that'll notify you when we go live. We usually go live at 5:30 Eastern. Today we went live at 5:15 under special circumstances. So just press that bell. And also, after you subscribe and press that bell, would you share the YouTube channel with everyone in your Discord? I know you guys DM people in there. I know you're probably a member of 30 Discords. Throw it out there, and when they come in, share it with your mom, your dad, your uncle, your auntie, your fish in the fish bowl, the dog and the cat, because they could pop in and they can see Elon Musk is starting another venture. And they're like, I love Elon Musk. I don't agree with Markstrom. I think he's a good guy, and I like it. I want to see what he's about to do. So they might see some interesting stuff. And also, who doesn't want to learn about the Taste of Vision guy? That is one of the best topics we've ever talked about. I'm excited about that. So would you kindly? We'd appreciate that. We want to share the good time that we have with as many people as we can. So this has been another wonderful episode of the Plug Podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Deuces.